Professor Gitile Naituri, who is a commissioner with the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. He's joining me live from Nakuru. Thank you so much, Professor, for joining us here on Friday Briefing. First of all, I'd like to hear your thoughts about Aden Duale's remarks and the fact that in the last 1 hour he has come out to dismiss these allegations.
What we have done when we got the information, the chairman called the meeting, and the investigation already commenced. So we will await the result of the investigation, and then we can now authoritatively comment on what took place.
Professor, what investigations are we talking about? Maybe you could just explain to Kenyans, because the remarks are out there. What more do you need to investigate?
The procedure which we follow, that's what I actually need to investigate, is that you can get the information, like you can get that clip, but you also need to get the people who recorded it. You need to analyze it. The investigators, the trained police investigators who work for the commission, they know exactly the evidence that will stand in court, and that's what they go and look for. So a layman like me, of course, may see the clip and they say that I don't need to see anything else. This is sufficient. But an investigator, the other thing that the investigator will go and look at, and then compile that. And when we finish, we look at the evidence, then forward it to the Director of Public Prosecution, who then makes the arrest and files the case with the court, if he agrees with us. That's the procedure which is followed.
But aren't politicians then going to be using this as an excuse or as a scapegoat, knowing that it will take so much time to have these investigations conducted? Remember the case of the Pangani 6. There was court appearances that was supposed to be earlier in December 2016, but that was pushed to this year. I mean, there's so much back and forth. Up until now, we do not have any convictions over hate speech.
I really do agree with you that our legal system sometimes it appears to be taking far too long to deal with these matters of hate speech, and they are urgent. But it is our system, and I think we have to live with it. But what also we need to do as Kenyans is to trust in the law enforcement agencies that they will execute their work. What you just said is so correct, that those cases went to court, they were found, these people were given in bond, and we are still, just like you, the commission is also waiting for the conclusion of that case through the court system. So either we need rules emanating from our court system, maybe promulgated by the Chief Justice, to put a limit on how long the hate speech cases should last in court. That will greatly help, because we are facing a situation where we seem as a country to have redirected our investment in a political system, and the political is a consumer of resources. The political part of the economy is not a producer of resources. So what we are seeing is not a competition for power, but actually competition to access resources, to access money. Now, because this competition is not about to go away, then we need regulations from the court to make sure that these cases can be concluded quickly, so that we can deal with the people who want to divide us.
Right. Professor, looking at this year, I mean, it's such a sensitive year, and we don't know, hopefully not, but politicians will be out there making all manner of statements. And, it is worrying that as NCIC, you still sound like you're a bit handicapped in dealing with hate speech or insightful remarks.
Actually, we are not handicapped. What we have done, we know. We are aware completely about the current situation, and we have put systems in place to make sure that we deal with that situation according to the law. We have acquired Mbonde cameras, for example. We are in the process of recruiting peace monitors in every county and possibly in every constituency. So we would like our politicians to know that even though they have freedom of expression, we will be there in every meeting of theirs through the police, because we have trained now over 800 police officers who will be in the front in these meetings. They need to know we are there. They need to be advised to settle their programs and not to attack other Kenyans or attempt to divide us, because we will strictly enforce the law. The law enforcement agencies, the National Cohesion, and the police service will enforce the law. And it's better if our politicians can be warned early so that they know that what the country requires of them is to settle their programs, but not to settle hate.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Gitile Naituri. He is joining us from Nakuru. He is a commissioner with the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, commenting about this latest case of alleged insightful remarks by Aden Duale, who's the majority leader in the National Assembly.